So we are in Washington, D.C. It is, I think the 9th of April, 2019. What is it? 7th. Okay, it's actually the 7th of April of 2019, and we are doing a Segway tour of the whole city, which is awesome. It's like a 2-hour tour where we're gonna look at monuments and the museums and all that kind of stuff. We're not going in anything, we're not stopping at everything. Obviously, I do not know everything, but we are super excited, and I'm gonna try to film it to the best of my ability. I'm gonna be on a Segway, and there's a lot of people out here right now. It's the Cherry Blossom Festival that's coming to an end, which we did not realize when we made the decision to come this time, but I will do my best I can, and I am super excited to share it with you. So, all right, let's go.
Keeping us around.
I was here
because we're doing the right thing.
Winds. I was here, and the winds were recorded at 70 miles an hour, and I was here.
I was there on a day that it's...
What are you thinking?
I'm loving it. I love Segways. We're gonna buy 6 when we get back. In case one breaks down, we have a couple extras. It's so much fun.
That is the FBI. Where are we at?
State Capitol? This is the Capitol Hill. Yeah.
So when they say Capitol Hill, they mean this.
They mean this hill right out front of the Capitol.
Oh.
There you go.
We are doing it, and I definitely want one of these things. This place is huge, and the buildings are massive, but we are having a grand old time.
Yeah.
This is the Library of Congress and the House of Representatives offices. And here you go.
As tall as it can possibly be.
This is the Native American
Museum. We're at it.
And there's controversy. Is it Native American? What is the other one?
American Indian.
American Indian. Indian American. Anyways, we are here. What do you think?
I think it's hilarious.
No, the tour.
I think it's fantastic. This is city showing us.
So what I was just showing you guys is called the National Mall, and around the National Mall is all these museums. I do not know how many. I think it's like definitely more than 10, and they're called Smithsonian, and the money was actually donated from someone who never even stepped foot in America, which is funny. But today this area, the museums, are funded actually by taxpayer dollars all across the United States. And also this area is where you watch the presidential inauguration each year, whether they are extending their term or a new president. So the grass is where like thousands and thousands of people come and watch the presidential inauguration, which happens, believe it or not, on the back side of the Capitol, not the front side, the back side, which is what I put a video up of a minute ago. So anyways, pretty cool. and there's so much history and so many things to look at, and all the museums are free to the public. Well, most of them are free to the public, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so we just finished our Segway tour here in Washington, D.C., and obviously we saw so much stuff, so there's no way we can document all that, and our tour guide was talking a lot about a lot of different things, but a couple of things that I'll leave you guys with is, one thing that I thought was cool is post and pre-Civil War for the building of the Washington Monument, which was the really tall thing. That was pretty cool, and also, what do you think? Some cool things.
That I didn't realize the trees came from Japan, and that during World War II, DC residents would come down and chop them down as a protest to Japan in the war.
So even still today, Japan sends about 3 or so of these cherry blossoms to Washington each year, and so all across the city are cherry blossoms, and we actually accidentally came this weekend to the Cherry Blossom Festival, which there's tons of people here from all across the world, but you definitely see a lot of Asians as well, kind of touring the area. And what else? Oh, and one cool thing is the museums were actually shut down during the government shutdown, which I thought was pretty interesting. And one thing that the tour guide said that was cool was that America's really big and value like making education like available to everyone. So although like we are paying for this as part of our taxpayer dollars, it actually is like really good, and people from all across the world can come and share in the knowledge that America has and has consolidated into these museums.
Yeah.
And what else?
I also thought it was funny that they used monolithic columns for the Treasury Department, so it's all one-piece stone that are so expensive it ran out of money while building the Treasury Department.
And another thing is the agricultural building is the biggest building,
Biggest office building in
I believe all of the U.S.
It may even be the world.
The world. It's massive, and he was jokingly saying like, us Americans want to eat, we don't want to run out of food, but obviously like a lot of our really important relationships with different countries are kind of orchestrated in that building, which was pretty important. And anything else? Oh yeah, the District of Columbia does not have representation, and was it the House or the Senate?
I think it's the Senate.
The Senate, which is pretty interesting. So they actually weren't even, residents of the District of Columbia weren't even able to vote for the president.
But 23rd Amendment.
The 23rd Amendment made that possible. So there is so much stuff that we learned here, and it was awesome, and we're definitely going to do Segway tours wherever we go now, which is super cool. But we only have a couple more hours until we have to get on the plane, head back to Atlanta. So yeah, hope you enjoyed our Segway tour of DC.
They are a disgrace to the international community. This is not the matter of just the security of Pakistan. This is the matter of the security of international community, of the international world. We need to wake up. We need to tell the people that Pakistan military establishment has been using terrorism.